Alright, guess who got a new toy?
Motovlog number 2, and hopefully you are seeing this on my brand new 360 camera. That is right, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can actually click and drag around the picture, look all around the bike and where I'm going. So we'll see if this works. I'm definitely hopeful. Apparently this has the ability to live stream too, which is really what I'd like to do with it. When I do those rides, well, the ride I did where I just turned on the live streaming and went for a ride, and people kind of chatted back and forth, told me where to go, figuratively and literally, and yeah. So it's about 5 o'clock, so we are as close to rush hour as we're going to get right now in this area. Yeah, let's go this way. Why not? So I figure one thing to talk about would be plans for not this summer, but next summer, which actually will impact the plans for this summer. So I was selected to ride in the 2021 Iron Butt Rally, and yeah, I'm a lot more excited about it than I was in 2019. For whatever reason, in 2019, I just never got all that excited about it right before the event, and I kind of put off getting the bike ready and put it off and put it off and put it off, and eventually, I mean, got the bike ready and got everything kind of where I wanted it, but for whatever reason, it just is like, I don't know, I just didn't have the excitement level, and this year I really do. I am really excited to do that rally again, and I'm really excited to hopefully do the North by Northwest rally coming up in Bend, Oregon on September 11th. That weekend, put on by the Nitwit Group. A little plug there for them. Hope if you're in the Pacific Northwest and you want to do a competitive rally, there you go. And it's one of those things where, hey, let's give them a reason to support or to continue doing rallies in this area, because those things are not easy to do by any stretch of the imagination. So anyway, we will see how everything goes. I would really like to record that rally for sure, and for sure what I want to do is record the Iron Butt Rally, and maybe actually saying it out loud will cause me to do it, because I never said I was going to record a rally before, and I've always had the camera set up on my bike ready to do it, and something has gone wrong, or I've just gotten involved in the rally and not actually hit record at a couple of key points. So maybe by saying it out loud, I'll create some expectations and actually record the darn thing. Was definitely thinking that this camera would be great to take on some of the more scenic roads in Washington. Unfortunately, they're a little bit of they're not something I can do just right after work. It's not that type of thing, but definitely on a weekend. Maybe I'll ride up to Hurricane Ridge or something this weekend and see what kind of video I get of it, because I've never been up there, and I've heard that road's beautiful, but there's definitely a few roads in the Cascades, especially here, that are absolutely gorgeous, and assuming the weather's nice, would be really cool to record like this. So you weren't necessarily relying on me to point the camera in the right place. You could just scroll around to your heart's content. I'm also curious what happens if I cut the footage. This is all one big take here, but if I cut it, I'm very curious what's going to happen with this. This is one of those I probably could have read directions on it, but hey, why do that when you can just strap it on the bike and see what happens? So yeah, I am back to the Iron Butt Rally. I am very excited about this year's rally, especially excited that it's starting in Provo. It's going to be kind of nice to have it be within a day's ride away. It'll definitely cut off some of the kind of the administrative time for... Ooh, I'm going to go back and get that for the big money rally. Definitely cut out some of the non-rally time that's required for my vacation, so that'll be kind of nice. So, this little side note here: the Big Money Rally, one of the themes this year is churches, and so we're gonna get this Presbyterian church, because I'm guessing I do not have a GW.
One moment. You can watch. Pan over there. This will actually be a fairly decent example of how this might work on a real rally. So if you haven't noticed yet, my audio is coming through my headset here, being recorded on the Cine Prism, or Cine Prism, depending on your take on that. And I got to get Presbyterian Church, the whole thing in there. Okay, and then I also made up. Well, I made it up, but somebody else came up with the idea with this little cheat sheet that I wear on my arm right here. If you can see that. A little white sheet that tells me what the code is. So you look up G is 156, W is 23, so 9, 179. And there's a Lutheran church right across the street. So let's head over there. Still am not used to that, how the starter works on this bike, where you basically push the button to tell the bike to turn on, and then it runs the starter motor. Just a much different experience, that's for sure. See if they got another sign other than the one right on the street. Yeah, it looks like I'm totally going the wrong way here. Looks like the one on the street. Bummer. That's going to be a tough shot. I think what I'll do is park the bike over here in the parking lot, walk over there. I think I could get it right through here. Actually, let's see before I go to all this trouble if I've gotten that one yet. I made up some bookmarks. This is a Lutheran church. And so that would be M312 plus 5, 317. Does not appear I've got that one yet. So this one I'm going to definitely take the mirror for. So now the question is, did I add right to get the numbers for these codes? I have to add in my head, and sometimes that doesn't work. All right, so back to my thoughts, back to the Iron Butt Rally. So I'm very excited about participating in the rally this year, or next year, I should say. Definitely loving the fact that it's within a day's ride of my house. That'll make things a lot simpler. It actually could potentially mean I could stage some things there beforehand without having to mail them to somebody. So that would be very nice. But just, it also means that, I mean, typically there's not a lot of bonuses right around where the rally starts, which, if Jeff Earl sees this, he'll probably put a bunch of stuff just to prove me wrong. But there's usually not a lot, which is kind of cool because I've ridden that area quite a bit, and I'd really love to go see the Northeast. I've never actually ridden my motorcycle. I've been up there, but I've never ridden my motorcycle up there, and so that would be a definite thing I'd like to do. And given how far the Northeast is from the West Coast, I think it's a good chance that we're probably in the area over on the East Coast for a good chunk of the rally. And they haven't said where the checkpoints are. If they had, I wouldn't tell you anyway, because those are pretty much secret right up until the last minute. So, in any event, I think it should be fun. It'll be some riding likely in some areas I've never been, which is always fun. But at the same time, I am pretty familiar with a good chunk of that stretch of the country. So, all in all, I'm excited about it. It's one of those things too where I don't feel like I have anything to prove necessarily in this one. The first Iron Butt rally I did, my only goal was to finish. That was strictly the only goal. I took it so easy on the third leg of that rally. I mean, I was the second to last night. I think I got in at like 6 o'clock. I went and I had dinner at a restaurant, sat down, because the bonus, the route I had set up, the bonus wasn't open. It was a daylight only, and so I wasn't going to be able to get there that night. So I really took it easy on that last part of the rally. The 2019 Iron Butt, yeah, I did not. I had fairly late nights. The whole third leg. I don't think I was in a hotel, or excuse me, I don't think I was in a hotel prior to about 11 or midnight every night. And everyone's like, "Oh, why don't you just sleep on the side of the road and go?" I just don't think you can. Some people might be able to do that. I very much feel like I'm a better feel like I'm more productive and get better mileage if I get some rest, and am feeling at least like I've got a little bit of sleep. Don't make stupid mistakes. Don't leave points on the table, and just ride a smart rally. And I mean, that really is, I think, the biggest challenge of the Iron Butt Rally is budgeting your sleep. And because you can go for 11 days straight, and the chances are you're going to be a zombie at the end, and chances are you're going to make some mistakes and lose some points as a result. And so my thought has always been, keep yourself rested, especially in the early part of the rally. I don't go non-stop. I mean, for the first 3 days of the rally, I pace myself. And I guess that's what I guess I'm trying to say is, I think pacing yourself is important, and it's kind of what I try to do on the rally.
the third leg on the last rally, the last night, I thought I was going to be getting into Greenville at midnight. I ended up getting in about 4 o'clock in the morning, mostly because of the little snafu with my GPS after riding out to the delta of the Mississippi, and all of a sudden the time to finish jumping from midnight to 3 in the morning. That was a bit saddening. Is that what you say? Angering, infuriating. Didn't make me happy, that's for sure. But at the same time, I'd left myself enough time to have some kind of an issue and not have it ruin my rally. So, really have no idea what this rally has to offer, or what it has to what we can expect. The only thing I can expect is that it won't be anything like the previous two. Jeff will come up with something new. And he definitely threw me for a loop on the first leg of the 2019 Iron Butt Rally. I was expecting to get a bonus pack with 500 things in it, and we got 60. And there was not a lot to choose from, and there were not a lot of routes that's like, oh, this is a great route, I should just take this one. And it really, like I said, it threw me for a loop. In hindsight, I definitely can see that, oh, I could have done this better, and I could have actually done this route that I didn't think I would be able to do after I saw other people did it. So, but like I said, I don't think I have anything to prove in this rally. I got a top 20 last time. I'd sure love to improve that, but it's not going to ruin my day if I don't. But boy, do I want to improve it. So, let's talk about what needs to be done to this here motorcycle prior to that start date, which is escaping me at the moment. It's June. So what needs to be done? Well, not a ton. The first thing is going to be getting a new seat put on it, because bless your hearts, Honda, but your seat sucks. I will give you this. It's better than the Yamaha stock seat. It is much better than the Yamaha stock seat. In that I can ride on it for more than 10 minutes without feeling like I want to die. This one, the limit's about 200 miles, I would say, until you're really starting to feel it. And the crazy thing is, it looks like it should be really comfortable, but it is at first, but then just over time, it kind of, you feel those pressure points, and yeah, it just doesn't work. So that's the first thing that needs to happen. Really, the only other thing that needs to happen is an auxiliary fuel tank. And I have some ideas. I've been talking with Dylan about building me a tank. The catch is I gotta take the bike out to his place out in New England. Hey, didn't I just mention that I wanted to ride in New England? So I'm gonna have to get the bike out there, which realistically is probably 2 weeks, unless I really just want to go all out. So realistically, 2 weeks this summer might not be a bad vacation, just to jet out there for a couple days, spend a couple days getting the thing fabbed up and have him install it on the bike, and then a couple days back. Now the other thing we could do is send in the measurements and have him build it for me. The catch with that is that because I've got the Traction Dynamics grab bars, that's really what I want to mount it to. And so, yeah, I can send him the measurements for that, but to make sure it's just snug and perfect, I really think I need to take it out there. We'll see if I change my mind on that. The first thing that's going to happen, though, have to happen before any of that, is the new seat put on it, because that is likely going to change the clearance that we have to work with. And we came up with a pretty decent tank design that'll get somewhere in the neighborhood of 11 gallons. So that'll be nice. This bike has a 5-gallon tank, and it's I mean, you get 200 miles out of it, but man, having a 400-mile range like I had on my FJR would sure be nice. So realistically, that's the only two things. Now, granted, those are huge things, but those are really the only two things that need to be done to the bike to get it rally ready. And I really don't think those are going to be done by the North. Well, the seat will be done for sure by the North by Northwest rally, but I don't think that, well, actually, thinking about it, the tank is going to pretty much have to be done by then. So it may just involve Dylan and me mailing some test fit pieces back and forth to get stuff fabbed up in the right way. And I could probably make a mock-up of like, okay, here's exactly where you need to put the mounting points, and here's that's actually probably what I should do. You know, it's a good thing I have this motoblog, is I can talk about this stuff with you and figure all this stuff out. That's all exactly what I need to do. I just need to fab up exactly where he needs to put the mounting points, send that to him, boom, tank in the mail. Well, pay him too, but boom, tank in the mail. See, glad we could have this conversation. We could solve these problems. Chances are I'm going to forget it by the next one of these I do, and we'll have the same conversation over, and you'll be going, Justin, didn't you just talk about this in your last motovlog? And I'll go, oh yeah, duh. So anyway, not a lot to do. This bike is, I mean, I say every time I'm in a rally, oh yeah, it's rally ready, and then I change a bunch of crap. So, we'll see. At this point, those are the only two big things I've got. The one thing I haven't completely figured out, mostly because I haven't taken an overnight trip on this bike yet. Oh, it's starting to rain. Good thing this camera is waterproof. Is the luggage situation. I had the Maple Farkles tank on the FJR with the Pelican case on it that you would just pull off and head up to the room. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to pull that off because I want to keep the trunk on this bike. Incidentally, if I didn't want to keep the trunk on this bike, it would be, Dylan already has a design that you can see on John Kerr's bike, which used to be Dylan's bike. He already has a design for a rectangular tank that sits where the trunk sits and has a Pelican case on the back. But so I think I bought the wing stuff luggage for this bike, and I think that's going to be just fine. I really found that I didn't use a ton. I didn't need a ton of luggage. I had that giant case, and quite frankly, most of it was filled up with the little organizational dividers. So I think it'll be very easy to get away with just using the bag that goes in the trunk for this rally. I'll need to add my my water jug, which any of you have seen that know what a fabulous invention that is. I did not want to pay $110 for the really nice looking one, and so I went to Fred Meyer and bought a $15 saucepan, drilled a hole in the bottom of it, and stuck it to the passenger foot peg. And that's now been, that will have, as soon as I get it on this bike, which I've already put it on once and taken it off just to make sure it would work, but this will be the third bike it's been on. Yeah, it was on the R1200 GS, it was on the FJR, and now it's going to be on the Goldwing, and it looks like it. It's pretty beat up, but that's part of the beauty. So, I hope you've enjoyed this kind of test with the 360 camera. Definitely interested in your comments, so if you made it this far in the video, stick something down in the comments and let me know what you think of it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. That definitely helps me out, as crazy as it sounds. And if you want to be notified when a new video comes up, make sure you hit the little bell icon, or else it's up to YouTube. You're relying on YouTube to tell you that there's something to watch. So I think I'll wrap this one up here. Thanks for watching, and ride safe, everyone.